Good afternoon, traders. It looks like we're still in the battle, and unfortunately, that candle is still red to me. It's going to need some saviors to come back into this market. We need some kind of catalyst to point us towards the upside. It just doesn't seem like we can catch a grip right now. I mean, this market, the only thing holding us up right now, Apple, Tesla, it's a troubled day. We got comments from Bullard. Of course, we're going to continue to watch what happens with these Fed comments, but it looked for a second there. We were going up, and then we got Bullard right back down. And we'll talk a little bit about what you guys can be watching to eventually see if we get this turn. Let's get into it with Joel Elconin at the close.
All right, it is time for pre-market prep at the close.
3 consecutive highs, opened, matched yesterday's low, and then once it took out there, that's all the breakout momentum traders needed.
All right, Joel. All right.
You're back. You're back. You actually work. You work 2 shifts today.
I know, right? Can you imagine that? I was ready to take a trip to New York again, but I don't know if I could afford all that with this inflation.
And then Dennis then you go out of town and Dennis gets COVID. I mean, what is with you guys?
Don't you? I was going to take a COVID test because I can't take any more. I can't take any more days off here, as you know.
Don't you have any appreciation for this old guy? Man, make me work. I had to work the controls. I had to do everything on my own, and you're probably at Ray's Pizza and all those places in New York.
I'll tell you the truth, Joel. That pizza, I missed that pizza. It was good.
You know what? New York, I'm not the biggest New York fan, but man, the food is good. I mean,
yeah, the food is good.
Restaurants, and I usually don't eat stuff like off the street, but that's one thing about New York, man. I haven't been there in a long time, but it looks like yeah, Shana Tova to you, Aaron Bryan. It's not a happy new year in the market. It looks like Sell Rosh Hashanah by Yom Kippur. That's still that axiom, that adage is still looking good. Down. This is gonna be our 6th down day in a row, unless something happens here. Low close for the year. The Bears were not going to come this far and not take out the June low. I mean, it was just like a sit and duck, right? What are we going to go right? Okay, we're going to go right back up. So we undercut the June low. And it sure looks like we're going to, in order to avoid a new closing low for the year, we got to rally about 18 handles, 19 handles as we speak. We got that rally in the morning. And then as Triple D pointed out, we did a pre-market prep, discusses the open. And here, let me get this chart here. Guys, you got to put your TLT up here because the dollar was a little bit weaker. The TLT, this is basically your bonds, right? Yeah. And this is 8 o'clock. We start the show. We're all giddy. Oh, the market's going to rally. But then right here, you really started to leak. This is pre-market trading here. And so after being green by $1, that TLT never went green, went red, new low of the move, probably going to par on that. So there's what drag us down. So there's your TLT. Your crude up $1.88, 78.60. I did see. I see, said the blind man. Potential double bottom there, 76 and a quarter, 76.42. So I'd be careful on the short side in crude. Gold up 250, 1635.90. Silver, that's down 12 cents, 1836. Ethereum, that's down 1150 at 1315. The reason I want to talk about Bitcoin here for a second is because Mitch made some really good comments on the pre at the close show, just discussing the news flow in Bitcoin. And when did we get this pop? You know what this pop was right here, Mitch?
That was some fluff news. It had to be some fluff. What fluff was that particular?
Come on, what do I call it?
The
Scaramucci.
The Scaramucci boost there. They added some capital, right?
FTX put some money with them.
Okay.
And so there was a Scaramucci boost sold to you. And then what was the news today that got it up?
I
this
mean,
morning?
you had the Voyager news of selling the assets to FTX for 1.4 billion, and of course that helped out solve the situation that's going on with Voyager. But really, I mean, is it really solving the issue here? No, it's not. I mean, some people are going to get their money back, but the real issue is here is that everyone thought that these were like the best investments ever, safe investments, and all the the stable coins and all that. And it turned out it really wasn't stable, and a lot of people got scammed out of their money. Let's just be honest.
Can we start a new coin? Me and you?
I think we're gonna have to. well,
Unstable coin.
we're gonna have to start doing something. At least like maybe. What about a levered bearish Bitcoin? Oh, the trolls would come crawling up to my house.
Yeah, and you know what? I should have taken as a sell signal. You know how and I'm probably really not doing something good here, but that's just what I do. Um, for the longest time, we had Grayscale on, and we got some good comments, and then they dusted me and Spencer on like 3 or 4 emails.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind. No, I don't want to come on, but just dusting me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if things weren't going well there or whatever, but I have to look at it seems like Bitcoin, like I look at the chart and it doesn't like, okay, you made a new low of the move, but you bounced, right? So
Yeah, it's hanging on.
18K. That's going to be the next nut to crack. 18K. As far as that goes, we got to get rid of this line, man. And these chart, when you just hang out in one place just too long, just kind of like the market hanging out near
Exactly.
the lows too long. But what do we got? We talked the broad market. We talked some movers. You want to talk this Apple here for a second?
Yeah, let's touch the leadership really quickly about what held this up and what is still, I mean, not looking too bad. I mean, Tesla and Apple are the ones that are just keeping us up here. And I think at the end of the day is that no one sees kind of like the bearish case, I think, here for Apple and for Tesla. I think that's really what it is. I mean, I can make a bearish case, but could I really feel confident about being bearish against Apple and Tesla? It's kind of hard.
I think like when and I really like the it's good, right? You take a day off from the show, and then I always kind of like to listen and see what you guys thought about it. And I know I was talking. I still got my life preserver there. Talking cheek about the Titanic, but that's just kind of way this market is. And I look at Apple. Full disclosure, I don't know. I got very small positions, maybe in a few portfolios. Nothing huge. Um, just a relative strength. I mean, you can't ignore it. But I think that would sink the Titanic. Would be like an Apple miss or an Apple warning or a Tesla miss or a
Oof.
Tesla. If you're looking for that 1,000 point down day, you're looking for a two handle into spoos. You're talking Mark Chaikin lows. I think that would be it. But here you go, new low of the move. Relative strength. I mean, it's holding on, but not by much. So we'll keep an eye on that low of the move. It looks like it's about 148.50. And then Tesla. I mean, as much as you want to pick on Tesla and the valuations, I mean, had that 3-day losing streak, but relative basis, holding yesterday's low. I mean, it's hard. I mean, maybe you don't necessarily want to be long these stocks, but if there is like a rip roaring rally, these are probably stocks not to be short.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I think in the long run, I've mentioned it. Tesla has the semi still, the Cyber truck. Those are all new products that will be coming out in the next year. And so, in my eyes, I mean, it's just hard to give the long term bearish case in Tesla. I mean, if you're thinking competition comes for them, maybe that's the case there. But in my eyes, I still see the strength in the brand, at least in the time being.
And also, what about your eyeball test, Mitch?
Yeah.
Um,
I'll tell
I,
you right now, in New York, there wasn't any shortage of Teslas all
yeah,
around. And it just seems like electric vehicles were being more and more used. I think I would say more than half of the Ubers that I used and Lyfts I used were either hybrid or electric vehicles. So
Oh,
that's kind of
really?
a sign to kind of think
You mean
about.
Raz didn't have a limo for you in New York?
Yeah, he called around the limo. It got stuck on Broadway. So, I ended up taking the Uber. So, you know
What
how it is
happened
in
to
New
what
York.
happened to Mickey D's today?
Oh, Mickey D's. I don't know. Maybe they found the rat that I found. No, I don't know what happened there. Let me take a look. This looks like this is honestly a stock that I did not see get that down. It looks like a city issuing a warning on McDonald's due
Wow.
to FX.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah.
so
Hey,
Forex warning there
you want to?
for McDonald's.
You mentioned rats. Do you want to hear a really, really gross story?
What happened, Joel?
Oh boy. So our sick old dog, we have a cone on it, right? And so with the cone, theoretically, it can't hop off the deck, right? So
Yeah.
we let her out there. She's, cruising around, and Lisa's like, "Where's Perry?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And then Lisa runs outside and she is screaming, "Get some cheese, get some cheese." Perry has something in her mouth, and it was a dead rabbit carcass. Yes,
Oh.
yeah. So Lisa ripped it out of her mouth and then threw it on the deck. And I'm like, "Oh my god!" I was about ready to throw up. And then she got Perry the cheese, and then she says to me, she hands me this garbage bag. She goes, "Go get the rabbit off the deck." And I'm like, "I'm not going out there and touching that thing." And so after ripping it out of Perry's mouth and then throwing it on the deck, she's the one that had to go and get the dead rabbit carcass and
I'll
put
tell you
it
one
and put
thing.
it in the trash can.
No rabbits coming in my backyard. Those dogs will take care of them real quick.
Oh, wow. Okay. Hey, we got a little rally here, S&P.
All
So,
right.
I heard a lot about this FX headwinds.
Yeah.
I mean, is Mickey D's hedging? Obviously not. I mean, this has been just a ferocious movement. Oh, I didn't mention the dollar. We mentioned the TLT dollar
Yeah.
7-day winning streak. There you go. You want relationships, like according to Dennis, there's a relationship. Dollar up 7 days in a row. Market down 7 days in a row. There's your relationship.
Well, it looked like they listened to Citigroup today. It definitely, Citigroup maintained neutral this morning and lowered their price target from 275 to 246. And kapow! I think McDonald's definitely called Citi and was like, "Man, did we
They
give you a
moved it.
bad
Yeah, you know
burger?
what?
Did we
City.
give you a bad burger?" Like,
Oh man,
because
City with
man,
them. I mean, there's one too. Like we talk about analyst ratings, and yeah, we make fun of them a lot. But I mean, you can't deny it. And this makes sense. Move to me. Even got the higher open, right? Because of the spoos. The spoos dragged it up, and then boom, you came back. Actually, that open 44.58. Hit 44.93. I couldn't give you that number because there wasn't anything there.
we're
And
coming
then
for
boom, you
these.
came back down through the open. Yeah, there's gonna be that's
Look at
another thing. Like Triple
look
D
at
worried about.
Domino's.
Yeah. Oh, what's going on with
Domino's.
Domino's?
Same kind of chart, at least from what I'm seeing there. Looking at some peers, and
Yeah.
McDonald's peers, and look at that. It's not looking chart, not a good looking one.
What about CMG?
Yeah, if that ever breaks.
Ooh. But are they internet? I really don't know. Are they international?
I don't think they're as international as, let's say, like a McDonald's or a kind of a Domino's or something like that. So
I
I
tell you
don't
right
know,
now.
man.
Ooh, I don't know about
Look
that
at
chart,
Yum.
Mitch.
Look at Yum. That looks like
Look
it's
at this,
falling
but
off.
look at this CMG chart, Mitch.
Yeah, I mean, CMG is always one that I've betted against, but I mean, if I would have done that one, it would have been like betting against Tesla, and I'd feel like, you know, I would feel like just like any bear that calls a Tesla, right? I mean, I've always been a little bit bearish against Chipotle because I've been like, I just don't understand how it can be valued this high. But I mean, hey, I just don't try to fight or understand that story. So we'll
I'm
see
just
when
alerting
Chipotle
our
can turn
traders,
around.
investors. Friday's low, or wait, what's today? Monday, Tuesday, Monday. Monday's low 1532. Low on oh wait, come no. Why do I have a
Ooh,
15
this
minute
looks like
chart
a
up?
nice
I'm wrong
setup.
on that. Look at that. Sitting on a cliff. It did break those two lows going to 15 and a quarter. I don't like it. I know it's bounced back. It's up $3. I would absolutely be careful on this one. It looking kind of heavy here, maybe a little downgrade or something. But CMG, and then you said, was it Yum China
Yeah, that looks like it's starting to fall off that
or
110.
Yum? Because Yum China
Yum.
looks
Yeah, no,
strong.
just Yum. Just Yum.
Because
Not
Yum
Yum China.
China,
Yeah,
that's
just Yum.
interesting. What are they
Just
coming
Yum.
out of a lockdown? Everyone's going to run to KFC. Yeah, that's a breakdown there. What else do we have? Give me some more international
Restaurants.
restaurants.
One that
International.
international. Let's look. I mean, Starbucks is one of the main one, right? I mean, that would
Oh
have
yeah, they
some
gave
big
you that
risks.
that sandwich. When go on your pro, when did they give that in confirmation of earnings date? Let me guess. Or was that on CPI Tuesday? It was one of these green bars. I think it was last Monday. Hey, everything's okay at Starbucks. Sold, 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 sold. Boom. Right? When was that? When they came out and told
Yeah.
everyone
I think it
everything.
was on Thursday. It was on Thursday,
Thursday.
the day right after.
Right here. Okay.
Starbucks. I have Starbucks. Winter is coming. I don't know who put out that headline. I think it had to have been one of those. Yeah, it had to be the Alpha with that headline saying that winter is coming for Starbucks. Yeah, I mean, I've talked about this. Starbucks, it just they supposedly were going to superly innovate, make some new changes to the company, bring something new. I mean, I
You
didn't
know,
see anything new
if
change.
there's one thing that would have if I was in Starbucks and I'm not, if there's one thing that I saw in that investor release, it was opening up like how many more stores? Like 30
Yeah,
or
that doesn't make sense to me.
I
Why
mean,
more
unless they're
stores?
opening up, this is what Starbucks needs to do. Listen up, Howard Schultz. This is what they need to do. They need to open up a store that's like a popsicle stand, that all you can do is like fit in like all those fancy
That's
machines.
what Bros is.
Is that what Bros is?
That's what Bros is. Don't let anybody come in my store. Just come and pick up a coffee out the window and get out of my way.
Well, Starbucks has drive up too.
Yeah, but you can actually you have to worry about the inside of the stores looking good, a whole bunch of design going into them. How do I have all this digital mobile ordering pickup? No, just have a window, a drive-through, and if someone wants to drive up and get out of their car and walk up to your window, well, then so be it. You just give it to them at the window. But what does this cause? A whole bunch of change and cost that goes into coffee. I mean, I don't need you hanging out in my store for 5 hours like the people
On
do
your
at Starbucks
laptop.
on your
Your
laptop, and you bought one coffee.
Yeah, you're acting like you're working. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna go to Starbucks and act like I'm doing work. Yeah, right. Give me a break.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll see what happens.
maybe they could have like someone just like a really slow drive up, and you just kind of like boom, 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 pour the coffee. Okay, who's out there buying? Who's
Who's
out there
out there?
buying? Mitch, what do we get some buying balances? Huh.
Um,
Let's see.
I
Boy,
mean,
I'm not falling for this. The market has done this. I don't know. I don't know what happened yesterday, but they had this rally like in the last 5 minutes. They rallied up, and in the final 5 minutes, they go whoosh and flush everyone down the toilet. So I'm not falling for it. We still got 10 handles to go to in order to break this losing streak.
yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we are starting to get towards oversold territory. Eventually, we're gonna have a bounce, but I'm just really wondering how long will that bounce last, right? I
End of
mean,
quarter, end of quarter,
yeah,
end of quarter. Buy
coming
into the
through,
end of quarter. Yeah,
coming
maybe.
through, right? I mean,
Okay.
there's
What else?
definitely bets probably in Q4 towards the upside. That I wouldn't doubt. The bulls
Going
are
on.
out there. They're optimistic, all right.
Where are the bulls? All
Yeah.
right,
The
go.
question is
Go.
who's
What else
coming
you
out.
got for me?
Let's go to it. Let's get to some of those. Let's check out some of those upgrades and downgrades that came out today. Lucid was one of them that was interesting. It got a little bit of a spike, and then what happens? Right back into the range. So Cantor Fitzgerald, you couldn't get that one moving today, even though they tried to state everything from greater efficiency, longer range, faster charging. One thing that I did catch that most people aren't talking about is that the transportation announced that they're starting to work with the states for actually these charging stations. Like in a few, I think in the next week or so, we should be hearing more and more what companies will be related to that. So just to give you an insight on that, keep your eyes on some charging stations. I have a feeling they're going to make them push. ChargePoint is one that I'm looking at right now, keeping my eyes closely on that one because it's one of the favorites, right? In the charging stations. It's pulled back. It's made multiple runs to 19 in the last couple of weeks.
I like it.
Nice support now. Let's see if it takes off back towards that 19.
Yep. I mean, you got, everyone, I'm going to wait. I'm going to get this at 14. I'm going to get this at 14 and a quarter. And then it didn't. So, yeah, I like it. It's backing off today. But not bad. My favorite here, I'm still waiting for this puppy to break out. LTHM, lithium batteries. My boy Gene, I asked him about it on Friday. And he said, stick with it. So I don't know. It makes new all-time high. It's done this so many times to me, man. I just we'll see. But I'll stick with it. I don't know what's going on. Here we go. The old rug pull. Yeah, we're gonna rally. We're gonna buy it from 350 to 355, and then everyone, bam, we're gonna like whack-a-mole, like whack. But okay, all right. Hyatt. I mean, yeah, it's up 243. I think it took out the pre-market high by a nice margin. We didn't have anything at 82.50. I know. Well, I wanted to see what the close was on this day. Let's see if that was anything significant. Nah, I had nothing for you there. Couldn't have helped you out selling your Hyatt today.
I was looking to see if the hurricane trade was going to hold on for the Generac. I was looking for a move maybe towards 200, but today that kind of turned back around there.
Yeah, those are tricky trades, man. You need what's going on? Did it like turn away? And
no, it's going straight towards it.
Yeah,
straight towards Florida. But I was also looking for Home Depot to get maybe a lift today. It did right out the gates, but that was short-lived.
Yeah, I mean, you need a real big hurricane in order for those to work.
Yeah. I mean, they're closing in the green at least. Lowe's and Home Depot are into the green, but not what I expected. I was looking for kind of an actual push today, maybe.
Those are tough trades, man. You need the follow through. I know people were talking about it. So to me, looking at the Generac chart, I am downgrading the hurricane. So that's it. That, like I said, those trades have worked. We didn't even spend much time on it this time. Sometimes we talk about the insurance companies too, and just didn't work out this time. Who knows what would happen? Hopefully it doesn't work out because we don't want to see damage.
I was wondering why Moderna and those biotechs were bouncing a little bit. Looks like there was some 5 additional batches of the drug company's updated COVID booster shot made at the facility in Indiana on Friday. Moderna has also asked the FDA to approve its Omicron shots for kids ages 6 through 17. I still haven't gotten the booster. I don't know who still wants to have the booster, but I mean, hey. I guess I like how they call it batches. It just sounds like to me like this is just something they throw on the wall and we'll see what sticks. But hopefully that's not what it is.
Hey, this is not a popular subject, so I'm not going to comment on that. I will look at Pfizer since I own that.
There you go.
Should have sold it. Look at that coming back down. Just overall market, market working on this. What about Merck? And I know I bought the Merck high. I wanted to sell it. I should sell everything. Anyways, here we go. We got 4 minutes into the close. Where did we get? Let's see if they're just going to be the same old rug pull again. We just took it up to. This is the bracket that I'm looking at. Yeah, where'd they pop it to? They popped it to 67.75. Okay, 7 handles. I don't know why you would have sold it at 67.75. But there you go. Let's see. It doesn't look got close to unchanged. I would have popped it at unchanged if it got up there, but just missed the close by a couple ticks there.
All right, I did see. Let's see how it closed. I was looking at some uranium. It's getting a little bit of a bounce back today, at least to talk about something that was in the green, right? You can look at CCJ as one of those that was in the green today, up about 4.74%, and getting a little bit of a bounce back. Some of those uranium plays.
CCJ up there. That's the Cameco Corp. Got a lot. Let's see. I'd like to see it fill the gap. I might have been looking for 26.75 today. Still a little bit of time for that, the gap fill. And if this is a true move, if this is just a pullback's to buy, then what I would expect, 31, I'll get my old retracement tool out there. And boom, a little high. My expectations, if it's true, a bull market in here, get to 28, hold 28, get back up and go trade 31.
All right, and then just to kind of talk about technology, just be careful with those pushes. I was watching NVIDIA today and another little bull trap in NVIDIA right on the 15 minutes, and you guys can see that in the first kind of hour of the day or hour and a half. It was looking decent, and I feel like I've been seeing this often where right out the gates we get these little pops, but they're quickly faded. 3
lows in the 122 handle. If you must risk a buck, $2. I say you have to risk $2 there. 3 lows, 22.57, 22.14, 22.58. Not a new low close for the move though. That was 22.28 on Monday. We could be there, 23.89. There you go. They gave you a chance to sell there. We're now 10 handles off that pop, that fake I'm gonna call it the fake 350 pop. What else? Oh, also I just thought, wow, you mentioned monthlies on a stock, and you're like, oh, I don't know if it's gonna get that low. Facebook, well, yeah, it is moving in on the low from January of 2019. Boy, the metaverse can't come fast enough. That's your next monthly low. That's January for Meta. You mentioned technology. Google now well under 100 by a couple bucks. That continues to wither away. Next monthly low into Googster. 92.55. That's not looking good. So let's just real quick. We'll wrap it up with I don't want to Ankit Patel, maybe that's a name, or that's a boy,
yeah,
girl.
not too bad.
I don't know. Not too close. Snow. What do you think,
it's
Mitch?
The snow hasn't come around yet, but the snow is coming. At least that's what my calendar says. And so I don't know too much about snow. I think it's going to start coming down versus last time I checked, snow doesn't go up. But
inside day. So
it's battling.
Go with the Mo tomorrow.
Yeah.
Didn't take out the low, didn't take the high. There we go. We're closing into 36.50 handle, folks. New closing low for the move. I just eyeballed it. Looks like 36.59, but they're still selling. So there's your resistance. 20 points off the low. Great to be back with you, Mitch. I missed you. I had to work much harder without you here. And then Triple D abandoned me too, man. I just don't know what to do about you guys. But you got a day off, and I'm back at it today, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show.
At least you had the day yesterday. I had to carry the weight. Do this show by myself.
The day with the family. It was a good family day. Ate a lot of food as usual. Lisa cooked up a storm. 15 people for dinner, man. She did have a little bit of help. Yeah, 15 people for Rosh Hashanah dinner. So I'm signing out, folks. Everyone have a good night. Back with you bright and early. Great job, Mitch. Thank you.
Have a good one, Joel. All right, last area that I'll give you guys to watch that I'll be looking at. I traded a quick trade in it. It was coal, BTU. But take a look at some of those coal players, at least from all the ones that I had, every single one was in the green today. So I like to catch moments like that. And I did see in the chat, just to kind of give you guys some benefit too. You guys were all mentioning the kind of the agricultural input type of plays, the fertilizer type of plays like MOS, CF. Those had a really great day. UAN all a part of those agricultural inputs, kind of fertilizer style plays. Check those on out. Those were getting a little bit of a bounce back. But definitely for me, that the coal seems interesting because I think that you're going to have to start determining which one gets a little bit of a spike. Is it natural gas? Is it coal for the power usage and electricity? We'll find out. Like always, guys, check up after this. We got some cannabis insider action. Don't miss that. If you guys want to get all the insight into the cannabis industry, that's coming up right after this. Hit the like on your way out, and I hope that you guys enjoyed today's show. Like always, we'll keep battling with you guys and be back in the morning.